What up peoples, Alfre YAYEGO. Remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Yeah, I have 2 sons and I can sincerely say that children are a blessing. They're great, they're awesome. I mean, they're one of the biggest pain in the ass that you can ever ask for in your whole freaking life, my dude. Birth control is a wonderful invention. Love you. I think not even this one is a bigger pain in the ass. If you know, you know. But even though my sons are maybe hard to deal with sometimes, frankly, I couldn't see myself without them. And blah, 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 blah. Okay, listen, we ain't here for all that. Yes, I love them with all my heart, but these little... Alfre, calm down. Remember, these are your kids. Let me explain to those people that still haven't experienced the magical world of having children, why I feel the way I feel. And to all those parents out there whose little kids haven't still snatched your phone from your hand to watch some BS and are still watching this video, just sit back, listen, enjoy, and get ready to put on your ugly face and not in agreement. Yeah. Fall break was just about to begin in the Netherlands, which means that kids have a week off from school. Yay. So my kid's mom wanted to do something fun with them, so she decided that she wanted to take them for the whole week to Spain without me. Because of course, Papa's gotta stay home and work. Yay. My youngest son is 9 and my oldest son is 14 at the time that all this was happening. So, of course, the oldest, and being a teenager, thinks that he knows everything better than everybody else. And why shouldn't he feel this way? I mean, he's lived a really long life and has been all around his phone, and he has seen everything that happens on TikTok and Snapchat. He knows all the hardships that come when your phone battery dies while you're on the 12 straight hours FaceTiming your girlfriend. I mean, simp much? Damn. But that's all you need to know in this world, damn it. Dumbass. But I still love you though. If I'm being a little bit too subtle, what I'm trying to say is that he's stubborn, hard-headed, and throw a little mouthiness in there too, just like his mom. But I still love you though. They were planning to leave on this trip on the last day of school before vacation started. So, on that day in the morning before the kids went off to school, their mom told them both in a very clear tone of voice, straight to their faces, to come straight home when school was done. Just to be sure, let me repeat that for you. They were told to come straight home when school was done at 3 o'clock. Just making sure you heard me, because I don't know what these kids heard. The reason their mom told them to do this was because she wanted them to be home on time so they can get ready, because the bus that was gonna take them on this trip was gonna leave around 4:45 p.m. The youngest school was gonna be done at 3 o'clock and the oldest was gonna be around like 2:15. Plenty of time to come home, get ready, and catch the bus, right? I mean, you would think that, but us parents know it's never that simple. Oh, and did I mention that their mom told the oldest to call her on her phone when he was done from school? Because he didn't. 0 calls. No word from the oldest. 3 o'clock rolls around, the youngest is done from school and is gonna be home in any minute. Still no word from the oldest. Like around 3:10, 3:15, the youngest comes home from school. Still no word from the oldest. 3:30 rolls around and finally, here comes the oldest walking in through that door. Psych! Still no freaking word from the oldest. You gotta have patience. So seeing that he hadn't come home yet and he didn't call his mom when he was done from school, me, a friend, and his mom started calling him on his phone like crazy. Me, personally, I called this dude more than 30 freaking times on his phone. And each time that I called and it rang, and then went to voicemail, I got more angry. But to be honest, I was also freaking worried because I didn't know what was going on and what the reason was that he couldn't or wouldn't pick up his phone. Because I mean, this 14-year-old kid that is always on freaking TikTok, on freaking Snapchat, all of a sudden forgets that he has a phone? If not that, what other reason could it have been as to why he didn't pick up his phone the first time I called him, or the 10th time I called him, or the freaking 30th time that I called him? Let me think. It could have been that he was doing something that he wasn't supposed to be doing in that moment, and he didn't want to pick up the phone so that we wouldn't hear him and say something to him. No, of course not. His mom was ready to go and leave his ass behind, and to be honest, I don't blame her, cause this was a freaking show of disrespect on his side. When all of a sudden, ring ring ring, her phone goes off, and who is it that's calling her? Oh, our wonderful son that has finally found his long lost phone and decided to call his mom back. Finally. She was angry, I was angry, but at that moment, I didn't want to hear any bullshit explanation as to why he wasn't home yet, or as to why he didn't pick up the phone when we called him. All I wanted to know is where he was and to get his ass home immediately. My friend asked me a couple of times if I wanted us to jump in the car and go and get him, but I was like, no. He wants to act all grown, then let him be grown and see how it is. This was until I realized that there was a good chance that he wasn't gonna be on time for the bus and he was gonna miss the trip. And I really didn't want this to happen. Not so much for him, but more for his mom that spent all that time and effort planning this trip. So me and my friend, we ran, we jumped in the car and we drove to get him. And what followed next was a series of unfortunate bad luck events. I mean, we hit every single freaking red light that there was. There was so much freaking traffic. We had to drive across a bridge, and at the exact moment that we had to get on the bridge decides to open up and let a freaking boat through. And this all happened before we picked my son up. When we finally picked him up, there were more freaking red lights, there was more freaking traffic, and there was one more bridge to cross. So of course, I had the bright idea to take another route because the route that we were on was taking too freaking long. But me being the lucky person that I am, the route that I decided to take just made a freaking circle and it took us back right where we started. And all while the time just kept ticking and ticking and ticking and ticking. It wasn't looking too good, my dude. I mean, was my son gonna make it to the bus? Finally, we got a break and the traffic opened up. I drove as fast as I could, and when we thought that we finally had arrived at our destination, I took a freaking wrong turn and I almost drove into a freaking park, my dude, where, if you didn't know, cars are not allowed to drive in. My head was about to freaking explode. But then my friend saw some people walking in the park and he asked them for some directions. They told us to just turn around and head straight across the street and we'll be there. You see, I took a left when I had to take a right. Dumbass. No, not dumbass. It was a stressful situation and I couldn't think straight. Give me a break. So we followed the directions and we arrived just in time. I mean, we made it there just a couple of minutes before the bus was supposed to leave. My son was gonna make this trip. All is well. No thanks to him, but I still love you though. But here's the funny part. The bus was freaking late. Seriously? See, nobody told me that this was a group trip that was organized by people from the Antilles. You know, Curacao, Bonaire, where I grew up. If I knew this from the jump, I wouldn't have been rushing around, getting my blood pressure all higher than Snoop and Wiz, flying first class. No plane needed. Because of course I would have known that this bus was not gonna leave on time. No disrespect to my Antilles brethren, but come on. But what's important is that they all made it on the bus and were off to Spain to have a great vacation. While me and my high blood pressure stayed home and work. Yay. Birth control is a wonderful invention. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.